In the history of anime, there have been a few stories that stretches the limits of moral acceptability, and Jobless Reincarnation is one of them. It is also one of the few stories that have done this but still happens to be really good. I'll get to that, but first a synopsis, or a mini synopsis, because this is an isekai, you know how it goes. Like Jason Voorhees, Truck-kun preys on yet another pathetic man in the real world, killing him, for him to be reincarnated in another world where he becomes awesome and his life becomes awesome. But this time, instead of being reincarnated as an adult, he is reincarnated as a newborn, which is how it's supposed to work. He still has his 30-year-old brain, so you do get hilarious narration as you watch him grow up, in more ways than one. And of course I can't ignore the elephant in the room. Rudius, the main character, has a bit of R. Kelly in him, mixed with a touch of Cosby. Now I know veteran anime fans aren't strangers to the casual perverted character, but as I said, this one goes a bit too far, especially around episode 6. Now for the people that saw episode 6 and decided I'm not watching any more of this, that is 100% understandable. But let me tell you why I kept watching and will keep watching into season 2. Most perverted anime characters are actually really good people, and the show usually asks their audience in an indirect way to look at their behavior as part of the comedy and look beyond it. But when it comes to Rudius, if you look past his perverted nature, he is clearly still a bad person. He is a sick fiend. There are multiple times where he puts innocent people in danger for his own personal profit. The show doesn't ask you to look past his borderline pedo behavior, it instead displays it as another example of him being a piece of shit. Him being just awful is a part of the story because you watch him slowly get better, and I invest time in it to watch him get better because I love redemption stories, like I did with Endeavor. The whole point of the show as of season 1 is about a man who clearly never grew up gets a chance to grow up again. Though there are good reasons as to why he became such a turd, the show never takes responsibility away from him. But that isn't the only draw. The show has lots of great qualities, and as I said, Rudius does go through very engaging character progression, and so does another character named Eris. And most of the characters are well developed, even the parents, which I never expected. In just 5 episodes, they establish Paul as a great warrior from a rich family who is a great father and a complete scumbag. The art style is okay, but the animation is glorious. It really shines in the spellcasting and fight scenes. I also really enjoy the fact that this isn't your typical power fantasy. Literally 90% of the characters can kick Rudius' ass. He is impressive, but he is impressive for his age, and by the time the show really gets going, he's 10. There also isn't a huge harem lusting after him. Rudius himself lusts after everything that walks and is female, but as for the females that like him back, at most there's 2. There's also another character with a possible huge harem, but he's not the main character, so it doesn't really matter. In the end, Jobless Reincarnation is positively and negatively sick.